Welcome to Barrett Tone, brought to you by Nissan. Now, we just lost to the Arizona Cardinals. I cannot believe I just said that out of my mouth. They beat up on this Eagle team in front of everybody. The lack of understanding and the lack of discipline got our butts kicked. See, defense is about playing discipline. You got to have gap discipline. You got to have understanding what you do and how you fit in the scheme of the defense. You got to know where your gap is. There's an A gap in between the center and the guard, a B gap between the guard and the tackle, and a C gap in between the tackle and the tight end. You come down as a linebacker. If you notice your defensive tackle has the C gap, and you run into the C gap, that means there's too many people in that gap. And a couple of times in that game, I saw 3 guys in the same gap. That's why they're able to push us around and run anywhere they wanted on simple gap schemes. 3 guys in the gap, 2 guys in the gap, no understanding. You got guys on the edges. They've got to make sure they set the edge, meaning set the edge, get up the field, and funnel all run plays back into the teeth of the defense. They had over 200 and some yards on us on the ground. Penetration kills all run plays, but there was no penetration in this game whatsoever. They didn't go out there and dictate tempo to that offensive line at all. And oh, by the way, the discipline of understanding how to play blocks. If that guard wants to keep you from getting to the C gap, that means you have to make sure that you fire off the ball, get into him, and fight across his face to get into that gap that you're supposed to be at. Instead, I saw guys running around the gap, meaning they didn't fight the pressure. They took the path of least resistance and ran around the block. Well, that's what offensive lineman wants you to do. He wants you to run around the block, so he's done his job. And that's exactly where the running back ran, into that gap that you vacated by taking the easy way out and running behind. Too many times when I'm watching the film, I see defensive linemen with their backs turned to the sideline, meaning they're not playing parallel to the line of scrimmage. They're not fighting force with force. Come on now. We're talking about a team that needs to be more disciplined, needs more understanding of where they're supposed to be at, and they're not doing it. The only way that players can play fast and play explosive is if they understand what's going on in front of them, if they understand what the concepts of the defense are. They can't unleash until they know exactly what they're supposed to do. And right now it's very evident that there's no discipline and understanding on the defensive side of the ball.